What's up, YouTube world? Another quick video, very light box here. No idea what's in there. Most likely a reholder or something high value. This is a big mystery, so let's get at it. Open it up. Ooh, high value. Comes in the box. Get the, ooh, it's not taped to Kingdom Come. Try moving this a little bit. There we go. Hold that tape over. Looks like hide and ohms, which is great. A couple large size notes, which is great. I'll give you guys kind of an idea of the time frame on this kind of a submission. I sent this in less than 3 weeks ago. So this is a 3-week submission on the tier. I'll give you the tier is basically regular. So regular tier, which is value up to $2,500. Here we go. Here's a 500 and VF35. No comment. Just a real nice 35. Really well centered. So somebody hit me up the other day to ask me a question about this note. You can see it faintly, but there's a little bit of darkness right through here on both ends. Here's one you can really see it on. This is a 34 Cleveland light green seal, so they only used the light green for a short period on 500s. This one is graded VF35 with no comment. I received a message the other day about, on an uncirculated note, it has this dirt right here. And they said, they basically said, the grade's incorrect, you should have it regraded, the notes shouldn't be dirty, whatever. What this is this is actually from the printing process. When the BEP would stack these up, they would count the sheets, and the counters would actually put a layer of grease on their fingers to help them flip the sheets. And then when they got put into packs and they would go to the big banks, when the banks would have to go through the vault to count the money that was still in the original bands, like at the Federal Reserve Bank, the tellers and the bank presidents or whomever was doing the audit of the money also would use what's called teller grease, and that's how they counted the money. The reason grading companies don't comment or distract from this is because they consider it part of the process of paper money and the use of it. So if you see, you'll actually see some notes in like 67, 66, 67 that'll have maybe even a line right here and then a little bit of teller grease. Those lines are called counting marks, and that's from counting the sheet. And as they would get through the sheet, it would just slightly bend the note, and it would leave a little bit of a line, kind of similar to what I just did with my fingernail right there on this plastic cover. But moving on, 1934, 500, New York, dark green seal, with a closed pinholes comment, and we'll see if we can see the... The other thing is, a lot of people complain or say, I don't buy notes with pinholes. They actually produced thumbtacks that were used specifically for banking for attaching notes to documents. So to say that a pinhole or a staple hole was, is damaged, I disagree. Part of the note's use was internally, and that was just the way they kept track of the payment with the document, or the note with the document. So there was actually in the early 1900s, there was companies that produced specific banking products where they made staples and thumbtacks just for banking for paper money. They would actually come in a box that declared it. Now see here, you can see that counting grease a little bit more prominent. That does not, this doesn't come out of the note. That's pretty much embedded in the fibers of the note. So if you know somebody who says, "Oh yeah, you can just wash that out," it doesn't. It's not. That's not the way it works. This is kind of a forever thing, and it's accepted. So it's just part of banking. So there was a nice little batch of 500s there. You got 4 of them. And we have a 237 and XF45. I don't think that was the grade I was shooting for. I believe it's should be closer to Unk, so we're going to check this one out a little bit more and get back at it, I think. Another great note. Here's a Chief in VF30, really clean portrait. Kind of a semi-fancy serial with all these zeros, but to me they're just numbers. Unless it's a real fancy serial, I don't get jazzed up. Somebody out there is like, "Oh, it's quad 4s or quad 0s," or I don't sell on that principle. But nice blue ink. Looks like great paper quality. The back's also very nice. Faces up good. No real issues. And then we have an ugly duckling here. And a lot of people would say, well, why is this a VF25 and these are VF30s? Well, it's obvious that this is circulation wear. So this is one hard fold. While this note has the appearance of a note that's probably like a fine 15 or a VF20, they go off of the quality of the paper from outside of the folds. So 3 hard folds, that's XF. A little bit of this stuff up here, that's all from circulation being passed through bank tellers and so forth and so forth. So this is exactly the way it's supposed to be for VF25, and that's why you have differences in grades. So when you have the ability, there's 2 things in collecting. You have the ability to pick the note that you like the most on notes that are available. When it comes time to buy notes that aren't readily available, this note in its current state is going to trade for a little bit lower premium than a normal 25 with a nice look. So when you're collecting, you get the chance to pick whichever. So like here, you have, this is a 35, and this is the 35. This one has a much nicer portrait. This one has a much nicer portrait. Or this one has a much nicer portrait than this one. However, being light green seal, it's going to command a little bit more of a premium than a dark green seal, but they're probably going to trade for right around the same number. So the backs are very, very close as well. But like I said, when there's notes that are available, you get to choose the note that's right, that's right for you. Looks like a little bit of, nope, those are fibers. So right here it looks like red ink. Those are actually fibers in the paper. They call them fiber clusters. Here you can see one of the pinholes. That doesn't look closed to me, but whatever. Anywho, just a quick little hurrah here, and we're moving on. So hope all is well. Quick little video for today. There was a message on the last video. Somebody asked a question about, if only they were PMG holders. The issue with me and PMG right now is time. For every day this kind of a note is taking time to be graded is money that I'm losing. These are pretty much sold when we get them back. So If I can get this graded in less than 4 weeks and back to me and to my customer, that means I'm tying up money less. It's not as long. But if I'm tying up 8 to 10 weeks in a note like this at PMG to pay more for grading, it's not conducive to the overall equation. One thing I will say, don't worry about the plastic the notes are in. Just buy the nicest note that you can afford, regardless if it's PMG, PCGS, whomever. I would like to say that I have a very extensive collection of notes in my for my personal, and I currently have both PMG and PCGS in my collection. And if I try not to bounce back and forth between the two. I buy the notes that I like, and I don't worry about the holder. But with that being said, hope all is well. We'll get this one posted up. Like, subscribe, follow, shoot me a message, leave a comment. It's always a pleasure. Thank you. Have a great day.